Was it a yay or nay?
Look,
What is this?
What that is?
are we good?
And you're happy with this one? Confidential information? This is confidential?
No, I can't say it.
Okay.
Shouldn't be able to.
Okay.
If it falls inside, it should be okay. Yeah, no, I can't say it.
Yeah, and this was just tickling me right there. Oh.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Nah, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, no, because
The whole time it's just like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope that it doesn't capture any of those, any
Yeah.
of that, like,
no,
friction.
if you're not moving too much, it should be fine. Trying to make sure I can.
What inspired the new setup?
What inspired the new setup? Doing it in different spaces. That's what inspired it, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Like, and also like, it is down to the branding. Arguably, while not recording this, it can't always be in the same space. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, I hope it looks good. I just played around, and it is fun. Setting it up is kind of fun to some extent. But yeah, also welcome to episode 44 of while not recording this. Yeah, sorry, I'm pretty sure it's 44. Just gonna quickly double check. But yeah, welcome, and obviously familiar faces, I'm sure.
Yes,
Everyone's familiar by now. I'm just double checking the episode. Can someone carry us in the meantime?
Wow, okay, yeah. 44? It's been a minute.
Episode what, 44?
Yeah.
It's been a while, man.
I thought it was still in the 30s, but...
Oh, yes,
That's
it is
me.
episode 44.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're always good at getting the number right.
Yeah, sometimes I mess it up, but no one knows.
Welcome
it's
to
just
episode 94. And it's
No, 44. That's dope, actually. Yeah, 44.
Yeah, man, 44. That's...
But yeah.
How long now?
How long? So episode 44. That's going arguably 2 years.
Wow.
Or a year and a half.
Wow. Does it feel tedious?
No, it's actually fun. I mean, look at what I'm doing. I mean, I hear the question, but like, I'm out here just doing.
Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool. I won't lie. 2 years is a long time, and it shows commitment, isn't it? 2 years.
Yeah,
doing
no,
it, so.
like cheers. Yeah. It's been fun. It's been fun. I mean, a lot of learning curves. I mean, to the point that we've actually added an additional camera. But once again, I almost went with just the one today, but I thought, you know what? Let me freak it once again.
nice.
I am somewhat enjoying the multi-angles. Okay, stop talking by myself.
No, because this is quite nice, and I feel like it's a nice check-in moment.
Yeah.
To just check in with like just the progress of it, because I think sometimes it's easy to forget this when you just watch it. I think sometimes it's easy to forget like this sort of stuff and the elevation from episode 1.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a camera and hope from God that things go, things work, and hoping that hope this lamp's fine.
And that's what I was saying.
Candle
It
light
shows
is good.
commitment, man. For you to be doing it, for you guys to be doing it that long and still enjoying it, right? Like that's what I was asking. Does it get tedious? So it shows that you still, you love what you're doing, man, and that's.
Yeah, but like
cool,
one thing
man.
I'll say that always happens. Well, not all. I'll say always before each and every episode. You know, the little butterflies that come with it. It's excitement, but at the same time, it's like.
I mean, that's normal though. Isn't
anxiousness.
it? Yeah, it's normal, man. You're doing something, so those will always come about when you're doing something.
Yeah, and to be fair, Kate, you said something which is actually correct. It's like check-in moments, and actually. When I came into this episode, I was going to give you all a heads up as to which direction I was thinking of going, but I think we're going to go the halftime route. It's a nice check-in. And especially since you've been ghost for a few episodes.
Let's not change the tone. Let's not.
Did the tone change?
Keep this nice. You were like, yeah, I thought we'd do a check-in session since you've been ghosted.
Since you've been away for a minute.
Damn.
But how you been?
You were saying? Wow.
Yeah, like he said you've been ghost, so yeah, how?
This is like really
No,
nice.
no, it's not
really
ghost.
nice
I mean,
therapy.
like, sometimes I do exaggerate. Sometimes
I haven't seen you in a while anyway. So
Yeah, last saw you at pull up.
pull up, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't even pull up a chair there.
Yes.
So that was really like, hi, bye.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, there's another one this weekend.
Yeah.
I know we're
Is
topic
there?
hopping and I'm pointing. I don't know what my finger's doing, but I got excited.
Is there?
Yes, there's another one.
Yes, on the 31st.
Yeah.
And are you
Yes, yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Signed up this time
performing?
around.
Yeah, he's pulling
Really?
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, man.
We
I'm
all
quite
pulling up?
excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's pulling up.
oh, that's
I
really
hope.
nice. Okay,
And actually, you know what?
that's really
Might as well plug it all. You
Yeah.
know, you're the rapper, so you plug
Yes,
it.
but before we get to that, how have you?
Oh, yes!
How have you been, Casey?
that. Oh,
Where
yes.
have you been?
Yes. Things have been nice.
Right.
Things have been really nice. I've been in this sort of like. Now, love bubble sounds weird, doesn't it? But
No, it doesn't.
okay,
It's normal.
okay. I met a nice human. I know, and I'm doing that thing that people do where they just go
you've
into
gone
like a.
public.
Like, oh,
No, I'm joking.
slow roll out.
Yeah, I'm doing this thing where you just try to figure out another human.
That's nice. Man.
Yeah, and I've been figuring out another human, and it's nice, you know.
Ooh.
It's nice. Yeah. So I've just been in like this little bubble, and now it's time to like. Oh yeah, okay. This is nice. This has legs now. Do you know? You just try to
Right,
let something just get the
Like you
legs.
said,
It gets to the point of
learning
being like,
someone, figuring it out.
Yeah,
Then once
yeah,
you figure it
yeah.
out, then it's like, okay, we can
Cool.
now, get back to,
Because I this is all like a new territory, new term.
Yes,
Wait, wait.
I don't know how far. Can we ask questions?
Yeah,
how
right now.
can
I
the
mean,
questions
of
go?
course I'm going to ask
Yeah, of
questions.
course.
What? Okay, so,
First question. What?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're saying it's not like your normal.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Entail.
Please
Okay.
elaborate on
I have been a human who's very, very independent.
that. Okay.
Yes, because my question is going to be around that independence. Like, how
Yeah.
do you fit your human in your daily living?
Okay. Well, I'll do both of these questions.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
one
very
question, pretty
independent.
much.
Live alone. Do everything alone. Like to the point where it's like I just really like myself and my time, and I don't need to compromise
Yeah.
on anything. Like I just do what I want to do when I want to do that thing.
Wait, so are you saying this is your first serious relationship, to put it bluntly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it's genuinely like, do you know when it's, because I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like, I see the cutoff point. Do you know what I mean? But it's nice.
Right. But
But
this
I
one is
see
like
the-
you don't see the end.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
you
And
go.
that's
It's like,
crazy to me.
It's like, just
okay.
keep exploring.
Yeah.
Let's see where it's
Nice.
going.
Hey, this is nice. Yeah,
And then
this
there's
is
like, oh
nice.
snap! It's been 6 months. Oh snap! It's been
Listen, this is
whatever
comfortable.
duration.
This is comfortable. This is a comfortable silence. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is just
Oh,
comfortable.
that's nice.
Now we're just watching
That's very
TV
important.
and
Yeah, that's
stuff.
very important.
Yes.
Like the comfortable silence.
The silence is
When
really,
when you know
really
that
nice.
you're not even thinking, like, should I say something? Should I feel the silence?
Yeah,
Or
no,
not?
I don't feel any kind of. So that to me is like, oh damn, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's
nice.
nice.
And so I've been trying to moderate my like independence, and also this idea of compromise, and be like, I hate compromise. I'll never compromise, which I'm still sticking by.
I was gonna say,
like,
like-
but that's like, I don't feel like I'm compromising. Like nothing
Exactly,
feels
doing
like a
what you want.
compromise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
has been compromised yet.
Because it's only really a
Yeah.
compromise.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Okey-dokey. Because
No,
I
I
feel like it's
mean-
only like a
I mean,
compromise.
I mean, yes. I mean, it is a relationship, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, relationships do evolve, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
what, I guess that's
yeah.
what I was getting to. Is like,
Yeah.
relationships evolve. And
Yeah.
And as you grow, you do compromise a lot of who you are. You have to shed who you are to become a new person. That kind of thing. That's the compromise I'm looking
Yeah.
at. It.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not-
And your sound effect?
My sound
Yeah, he
effect
sounds
is-
like he disagrees. Like, no, that's not really.
No, you know what? I'm not disagreeing with the sentiment. I'm disagreeing with maybe the choice of words. Because maybe from my side, the perspective is kind of like the nature of progression or the nature of evolution per se. So it's not necessarily like I'm shedding myself, but I'm growing other strengths or being susceptible to certain things rather than shedding. Well, maybe I am shedding because, like, funny enough, I was reading a book, Learning and Unlearning.
Yes, I was about to say, I guess maybe that is a case-by-case basis, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, yeah, that is like an individual.
Because
Oh, and
I'm
or
not
whether
a-
you think it's important to do that.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Like,
that's
and
what I
the-
mean, yeah,
neither
yeah.
of them are right or wrong. It's just
Exactly,
kind of
that's
up
what
to
I
you.
mean. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah.
Oh, no, like, okay. No.
But that is nice, man. I don't like. I'm a very big like. I champion love. I champion that kind of thing. So it's nice to hear that. You're
Yeah.
exploring that.
So it's been nice to kind of like figure that out and then be like, oh, this is nice.
Yes.
And then from there, it's like, cool then. Like, this
Yes.
has legs, this is nice. So,
Yeah, let's see where it's going. Or
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's nice.
And now it's like you've done that thing of being in this, like, I'm going to stick by love bubble.
Yeah.
Stay by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's time to be like, right, cool. What am I doing? Do you know, like
Okay.
what's going on? But yeah, it's been
nice,
a
man.
No,
nice few weeks of just solitude, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick. So would you like pretty much, is that the summary for the first half of the year since we're here? Well, half time anyway.
That's been like a lot. That's been like a lot of learning curvy stuff, especially being, trying to just like balance other things as well, and also just like be alive and do the thing. Because then you spend a lot of time thinking about like the future and like daydreaming about the future and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to be like, okay, just baby steps. So I think for me that I wouldn't say they're directly related, but the like my art form has taken like it's been like a micro version of itself, and I think that's quite important as well, because I think that's just been hibernating.
Okay.
I think I've been hibernating. Like I think I've just been not hibernating. What's the word? When you just put something in the soil and you just sort of like what do you do?
So the opposite of
Germinate?
harvesting. So you've been planting, or it is hibernating essentially.
Yeah, I think it's just letting everything just be in a little incubator
Yeah.
right now, and that includes that's everything. I think like just slowing down the pace of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never done that before. I think,
Okay.
I think it's been quite nice
Was
to just
it-
like take stock of yourself and yeah.
Yeah. Subs, how's the first half of the year treated you? How's it
Oh
been?
man, it's been great for me. I won't lie, man. It's been amazing. Ups and downs, of course. I mean, it is life. You know, life be life and sometimes, but it's been great. I mean, overall, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like artistically, what I've been trying to do, that's going great. You know what I mean. Family life, that's going great. You know what I mean. Like yeah, so I feel like I'm in a good space, man.
Okay.
Yeah, since the beginning of the year, I feel like everything I set out to do is in motion. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, it's in motion. So.
Did you do that at the start of the year? Like how when you say everything you set out to do, like when did you set those
So
things?
this was I probably set this up maybe I'd say last year when I went home, and then coming back that was like the idea. I was like, okay, when I come back, you know, I need to do things a little bit, not differently, but I would say I need to be more aggressive in my approach.
Oh, okay.
Of everything that I'm doing.
Own
right?
it.
Like,
Wear that.
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. In
Why did
everything.
that come from where did that come from?
It came from, I guess, like you were talking about hibernating, and I feel like I was in that phase for a while, and then this is like pretty much like just, what's the word? The evolution of that, progression of that. You know what I mean? I'm on the other side of that
Yeah.
now.
Harvesting.
Okay, harvesting, right? Like, okay, I've done a lot of that hibernating and just keeping to myself and kind of just energizing, right? If I have to put it in a word. And then, yeah, now I feel like 2025, I told myself that beginning of the year, hit the road.
Going ham.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like hit the ground running, you know, just putting out music that I've been sitting on, you know what I mean? Even just certain things in my personal life that I've been trying to do, you know what I mean? I'm on that now, you know what I mean? I feel I haven't really touched alcohol since like New Year's Eve, really. I'd say Birmingham, I probably had one drink, but that was like, yeah, but that was, I think that was a goal of mine, to minimize on that. You know
I
what I mean?
touched it on Sunday.
And
So yeah, go on.
yeah, I feel like I haven't touched it since, you know what I mean? And when I say once, I mean literally one cup, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
it wasn't really anything like that. So yeah, I feel like I said, yeah, everything is in motion, man, and I feel great. I feel great about that, you know? Because sometimes, you know, when you betray your own word, that kind of demoralizes you and it kind of kills the momentum of
There's
the things
nothing
that you're
worse
trying.
than that.
Yeah, because you beat yourself up like, I said I was gonna do this and that. But it's like now, even when those thoughts come about, I automatically remind myself like, nah, bro, you've done a lot of
Yeah.
good,
avoid
man. You
the
know what I mean? Like,
negative
don't beat
thoughts,
yourself
yeah.
up
Yeah,
over. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm in a great space right now.
So arguably, you'd say it's on track based on how you've seen it from January.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel like it's on track, man. It's on track. I'm doing all the things I said I was gonna be doing, and I'm happy about that, man. You know?
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask you. Based on you hibernating, are you where you wanted to be when you looked at it from January? In terms of, okay, New Year's resolution, this is what I'm going to do, or...
I didn't really set any New Year's resolutions.
All right, okay.
I didn't really do any of that.
Yeah, okay.
I would definitely say I'm on track because there's no other track.
Yeah,
You
yeah, it's only your
can't
track.
be off
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
I only have the
I
one.
only have this one track.
Yeah, and I feel like you only
That's
think you're off
hilarious.
track when you stop paying attention to it,
Yeah.
and you just forget that you're even on the track in the first place. I feel like I'm.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on.
Yeah, because if I guess a bit different mind state, if you said no, I'm not on track, you'd be like, whoa, like it might be deeper than that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the right.
Or
definitely
what?
the right
Any
track.
things you set out to do that you feel like you've accomplished so far within the year?
Highlights. Yeah, let me minimize it.
Highlights.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start really, really, really big.
Vague. Big.
I have been having this huge relationship at the minute with Islam.
Ooh, okay.
Fun enough, I've got a homie called Islam. Sorry.
You've been with him too?
So, wait, what? Huh? The homie?
Yeah. So like I've been on this like
Oh,
really
right,
big
okay.
spiritual journey right now, which is really interesting. I've always had a relationship with God, and I've never been able to like place where that comes from. Raised Catholic, but go to Catholic school. You don't really ask questions in Catholic school, and that you just do the things.
Do as you're told.
Yeah, you just do as you're
As
told.
with most Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it. So then I've kind of been on like these walks where I've just been listening
Okay.
to the Quran.
Do you see any
Wow,
parallels
okay.
with the Bible?
There's so much similarity
There is.
in the Bible. It's just that I've never heard things that speak to me and resonate with me so deeply.
Okay.
And that's a shock. So that's been quite a
Wow,
shocking. Like what? Oh, oops. You know what I mean? Like oh, okay. This kind of makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. So I feel like I've had this beautiful, like very beautiful, confusing thing, just like hovering around over the past 6 months as well, which I did not intend on having. Like I didn't expect that at all. I didn't plan for that. So that's been like a really interesting thing. So I would say I like the balance of things this 6 months.
Okay.
So far, I quite
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how like if something gets thrown, it's kind of like a nice catch. Like it's easy to kind of be like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel stressed
Yeah. Okay.
at all. I feel very calm. I feel very peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah,
That's nice, man.
I would say I'm on track. Would you say you're on track? I'm definitely gonna get to you, but would you say you're on track as well?
On track. I mean, now that you put it that way, you know, I've only got one track, you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel,
Sorry.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I do feel like I'm on track for sure, you know, like everything is on time, you know, God's timing,
Yeah,
right?
God's will.
Yeah, like that's how I look at it. It's like, I've tried my best, you know what I mean? Like I've done all that not that I've done, but I'm doing all that I'm capable of doing, right, at the moment. So, and yeah, and I'm glad that I'm doing that, like I said, you know. I'm not betraying my own word. You know what I mean? When I say I'm doing this, I do it. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that I'm there now.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, a few years back, I would say I wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of just a relationship with myself, right? Like that thing of like, oh, dude, we need to do this,
Yeah.
and then I don't do it, and I beat myself up over it. Like, oh,
So
man,
your
you
like
said-
internal monologue has changed
yeah.
a little
Whereas
bit.
now it's like, you know,
Do you
I
think you're
listen to
softer to yourself, or are you stricter with
yes,
yourself?
I would
Are
say
you-
that's what I'm trying to. I think that's where I was going. You know, just getting to a point where it's like, yeah, not being harsh on myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I used to do that a lot, right? Like when you disappoint yourself, when you disappoint other people, it's like, damn, you could have avoided that.
Yeah.
So, but now it's like, yeah,
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
If
it's
it,
me.
I mean, I'm not to say that if I do something wrong, I'm just like, it is what it. Nah. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is like, I'm letting things just flow. You know what I mean? Things are just happening. I'm doing what I said I was gonna be doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just taking it as it comes, man. You know what I mean? Pause. You know. But yeah. No Diddy, but yeah, you know. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's
I would
it.
say I'm on track.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely on
what
track.
questions are you all asking me? Am I
Same,
good?
same.
How am I? Blah, blah, blah.
How are you?
Oh, right, funny you ask. I'm good. Like,
Seems like you're on track. You know what I mean?
yeah, true. I mean, I'm just living life, and I guess maybe when I came in top of the year, one of the first things I posted was about consistency. And do you remember, I think we had a conversation about consistency
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
period. But to tie it back into that, I'm consistently having fun. That's one thing for sure. And enjoying
New
everything.
experiences.
Yeah, new experiences, man. Even your album coming out and everything that even you and I been
Yeah,
doing.
bro, come on.
It's been a dope year, and those certain goals that we had take us set out. However, we bypassed them a different route, and that wasn't necessarily okay. We weren't necessarily regiment as in this is what we're going to do, even though there was a whole plan. Okay, this is how we're going to do. However, certain things are like, no, what if you go this way? And we weren't shy to explore that.
Yeah.
And like all that has been fun. I mean, to the point that, like we just said, you were performing at Pull Up, which
Yeah,
would be a
man.
right time to plug that. No,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm joking,
definitely,
joking,
man. Like, oh yeah, Pull Up. I mean, it was my first time there. When remember the last time I seen you?
Me too.
Yeah, it was my first time there. I mean, I think I've been to Pull Up, but not when it was like
Pull up.
yeah,
the-
Pull
the-
Up.
the-
You know what I mean? I think, but this was years ago. I don't even know if it was Pull Up. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway,
It's like a Mag Union institution that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
really
I
know
mean,
about
it is, it is.
until the night.
it was years ago when I
Yeah.
went, but it was just a night out, not a night out,
Yeah,
but they were
yeah,
playing music. It was like a good
Yeah.
vibe. But this time around, it's like I went there and everybody's there expressing themselves, singing, doing
Yeah.
poetry and all of this stuff. And I'm glad that I went. I mean, even though went to support the homies, but when I saw everything else, I was like, wow, okay, this is like, because a lot of the times I really just do my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm in my own world, and even just like artistically, I try my best to just zone into my thing,
Yeah.
so I'm not too influenced by
outside,
what
outside
other people are doing,
stimuli,
But but when I saw that, I was so inspired, man. I won't lie. I
Yeah,
was
me
like,
too.
damn, like I need to come here. I need to do this. You know what I mean? I need
Okay,
to try
here
my
we
hand
are.
in this.
Very
you know?
next one. Okay.
So yeah, so definitely immediately you kind of signed myself up.
I
Yeah,
think you
so I'm
wrote the
excited.
names on a
Yeah, I wrote them on skins.
skins bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was so busy in there. There was
yeah,
no
that's
way
because
to-
we were everywhere. And to be fair, funny enough, on that day, I wasn't prepared for us to speak, but it was still cool.
Yeah, neither
I
was
did
It
miss
was,
that though. I feel like,
Yeah,
didn't I?
yeah,
I did
can-
miss the-
yeah. We spoke almost borderline at the start, maybe after the first
Yeah,
two chords.
yeah. It was like first
How was
two.
that
and
like?
it was-
How was that like?
Yeah, it was fine. I think there's like, it's always a weird one in a situation like that because you're conscious of like people are performing. We're not trying to be like here for too long because you're not trying to hear people speak and they were like,
Yeah.
plug your stuff, tell
Yeah.
them what you do. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, you can speak to us about
Yeah,
it. Come
like,
and speak
can
to
ask-
us
But
about
I
it,
think that's
like,
another thing I loved about the place too. Like very welcoming.
Oh,
spirit,
very,
you know?
Yeah.
And I
very
think-
cool people.
Yeah, I was like the way they kind of do the whole thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man. It makes people feel comfortable to do that, right?
Yeah.
Be vulnerable, because a lot of the things I was hearing. Was
Yeah, the
very,
poems
like,
and the
Yeah.
songs, the
deep
music.
stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like very. I was like, wow, okay, this is cool, man.
I met a girl that night who was just like traveling. She was from Texas, and she just come
Yeah.
to Manchester and London just by herself. And she was like,
Yeah,
I just
but
want
let
to
me
check
check
this
it
out.
out.
And I was like, it's that kind of place,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
Like you
That's
can't just
cool,
pull up
man.
here and like
It's literally pull up.
Yeah,
literally.
just pull up
She pulled
from
up
wherever.
from Texas. Was like,
That's
oh, this is
amazing.
nice. It was so cool.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool, man.
So yeah, pull up on Saturday on the 31st of
Please
May.
do.
Support the homie plus the other artists that are going to be there.
Yeah.
And shout out to Shannon for actually, I guess, having us there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Or having the homie, well, us the last time
Yeah.
and then the homie this time. But yeah, I guess coming back to...
I was gonna ask before you
Yeah.
move on. Did you feel like you said everything you wanted to say?
Never.
No.
Right. I think that's
No,
Never.
like people would have fallen asleep
Yeah.
because I don't think we even got to the point.
No, I guess I don't mean like. I guess did you try and?
In a nutshell.
Yes, yes, I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm
In a
doing.
nutshell.
Tried, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's one of those ones you leave, you're like, actually, I could have said this too. Like, ooh.
I feel like the business people of this world say you're supposed to have like this really strong
Yeah, elevator
pitch
yeah.
where you can say your thing in a sentence and then like that
and
should
out,
be how you
yeah.
do it.
But
I just don't
it's not
think
always
that's
like that.
for creative folk. I just don't think that's always the way. I mean, I think we
Yeah.
can do it in a nutshell, but like to really understand something,
Yeah.
you need to.
That's the weird thing about like being in the creative space, right? Because it's like you're being creative, right? But also, I guess if you're trying to commercialize what you're doing, I guess
You
like
need to
that,
be conscious
yeah,
of
that
what's going on
thing. I guess
outside.
that relationship there, it's always been a tumultuous one, right? We've seen it play out on like
Yeah.
but I'm just, yeah, it is It is
But
a
like,
weird one to navigate.
I'll give credit to actually what we do here, that somewhat, I guess, gives us or gave me confidence or whatever. And also, I guess the experience is building up to be on stage talking like that. It was, I guess, even Green Island Festival can fall into that experience that there's completely strangers, you're just having to talk to them or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like, it ended up being light work,
Yeah.
but the come up to it, I guess it's like you being an artist if you know you're going to be on stage. Like the other day,
I was going to mention that too.
Blues Kitchen.
At Blues
Yeah,
Kitchen,
Blues
yeah.
Kitchen. I'm sure you had the jitters.
I did,
It's
man.
not
I
that
won't
you've
lie.
never
I did.
performed.
Like, and we'd be there, like, trying to. I need to remember everything. Then my jump. Actually, yeah. Actually, speaking on that, actually, the jitters and stuff, because it had been a minute since I've been in front of people presenting my thing. But also this time around, I wasn't really rapping. Right? I
Yeah.
wasn't doing my
Your
thing
usual.
in my cadence or whatever. It was poetry, whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of do the poetry thing,
Yeah.
you know. So and it was my first time.
Yeah.
I've never really dabbled with poetry, right? Like in that type of space, anyway. So it was cool to watch other people do their thing, right? And I pretty much, not right at the end, but I was one of the last people to do my thing. Yeah. So it kind of, the anxiety was just building up. So I ended up forgetting half of the thing.
Yeah.
But when I look back, you know what I mean, I felt like it was a really good.
It was actually
Yeah.
Godspeed. Okay,
You know
being
what I
in the
mean?
audience, right? It's okay. So I'll paint the picture. for
Yeah, you're in the audience.
Yeah,
yes,
I'll paint the picture. So essentially, at Blues Kitchen, they had this poem night, and you, I guess your poem is about a minute 30 seconds, give or take.
Yeah.
Like that's the window that you're given. And
3 minutes. They said a minute 30 till 3 minutes. So you
Yes,
got 3
so
minutes
that's
to
the
just
window,
do
yeah.
your thing. Yeah.
But at the same time, so people are going up, and the names are pulled out of a hat, I guess, or randomly picked.
Randomly
So you
picked.
don't know if you're
No,
going to
bear in mind, you don't know when. No,
You don't
you
know
you're gonna
when.
perform. You don't know
You know
when.
you're gonna perform, but you don't know.
You don't know when.
in
Only when your
line.
your name gets called up. That's when you find out. So
How did that make you feel?
And I was just waiting, listening out for my name, like, and I remember, like, because I was emailing them back and forth, and I was like, damn, I forgot to tell them my name. But when you write thank you, whatever, on the email, I wrote my name there.
So I wonder what they're gonna say.
Oh yeah, I was like,
are
are
they
they gonna
gonna
say
send
my
the full
name?
compliment?
Or they're gonna look at the email and be like, okay, which I guess they.
We have this guy.
Yeah. So they looked at the email and they just said the name, which is
Esoteric
which is perfect. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was
And
when they
then,
called my name.
and then the
I was
homie went up.
and I went up, did my thing. You know what I mean? I was shaking. I thought I was gonna be able to see it on the footage, but when I look back, it's like you can't even tell. But
Do you know what? I might throw the footage somewhere here. Actually,
yeah,
because the
please
of
do.
you
Yeah,
just
'cause I was shaking, man. I won't lie, because I was doing Marijuana Fumes, which is a song off the album.
Mix my soul with marijuana fumes. Hypnotic potions, what I call it, fill my cup and watch it runneth over. Dreams move further when I chase them. So I chose to fly instead, patiently progressing toward my higher purpose. Self-destructive at times, but it happens when your vision comes from a dream that might have been lucid. Travel the abyss with nothing but my 2 cents. Penny for your thoughts. Paid attention, found my niche, polished it for sound check. Hell bent on ripping spinal cords from my demons. Lost in uncharted pathways, using my mind's eye. I'm sailing down this channel. It's haunted by Leviathan. The sky has been falling. I've been sinking through the cloud again. Navigate the stratosphere, the wind beneath my Air Force. I'm airborne at this point. The fuck I sparked this joint for? Mind blown, I need a ride home, but I'm broke as a joke, so for every punchline I need to see some coin. The flows reach the boiling point, my rhyme book's the geyser, at least that's what I call it, so I drain it through the speakers. Done talking. Cause I know that music speaks volumes, I see the colorful hair, chains, rap costumes. Thank you.
But I had turned it into a poem.
Oh, nice.
In a sense.
Okay,
you know what I
that's
mean?
cool.
Do it in a poetry
Yeah.
kind of cadence, and that was interesting, man, because I remember the entire time I thought I was going to be performing my songs because I submitted my songs. So and then that's how I got accepted. So
building
in my mind,
up to it, it's like
it's like it's music.
I could have
Building up
rehearsed
to
the
it,
songs I'm
music.
gonna do.
And then I'm like,
wait a
let
minute,
me just
double
confirm,
check.
you know what I mean? And this is like 2-3 days prior,
Yeah,
and then the
of
guy's
course.
like, oh no, you can't
You
really
can't
do
be
your
singing.
You know what I mean? We already have headliners for that. So
It's strictly
you're
poetry.
strictly, and people submit their things knowing that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, I know worries. Still those 2-3 days I was just in my yard, just kind of like figuring it out, like how I'm gonna execute the thing.
And how did it translate when you were kind of like practicing it? How did it translate to like
it was a funny one,
poetry
right?
spoken
Because it's
word?
like in music, well, in rap, we say this a lot, like punchlines, right? But that term punchline comes from the comedic setting, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
stand-up comedy or whatever. So in my mind, a punchline is just like, in my rapper mind, right? My young rapper mind, a punchline is just something cool. You just
That
kind of
you
flip
flip
and
and
right? Like
good wordplay,
yeah,
good
wordplay. I'm not
metaphors,
really paying
double
attention to
entendres,
but it came to life when I actually did marijuana fumes in a poetry setting, and I got some laughter.
Yeah, and
from the crowd.
like
You
the
know what I mean?
feedback,
And it's
like in the audience was good.
yeah.
And you know poets, they love
Oh,
that.
they
You know what I
love
mean? Yeah,
to
so
click.
so that's cool, right? I expected that, but the laughter.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
laughter-
expect the
Well, how did the laughter make you feel?
No. Go on, yeah, you go on.
No.
Okay, yeah. So for me, when it happened, it was like a conflicting. I was conflicted because I'm like, oh, this is great that I'm getting a reaction, but
That's
also
what
at the
I was
same
gonna say.
time, it's like, but it wasn't really meant to be funny. But when I look how I wrote it, I'm like, this is a punchline. So it's meant
How
to be.
interesting is that, though?
Yeah, right. It's meant to be ironic, right? So obviously the irony of what I'm saying, right?
And maybe
Yeah.
with beats and music on top of it, you kind of like not mask it, but you change the
The
change
tone
the
and the
context.
feet, yes,
Yeah.
context,
So
yes.
when the context is silence and it's just
But
your
when
voice,
you strip all of that away,
all people are doing
Yeah.
is listening
So
to
that-
what
what
you're
you're
saying.
saying.
Yeah.
and it kind of lit a spark in me, actually. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, so this is what
That's quite cool.
this is
People
what it's
do enjoy
about,
Maybe
right?
performing your songs is like a good way of understanding like how it will
How is
resonate
it going
with
to be
someone.
received in different...
Yeah.
How am I going to serve it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Taken
So now I know when I'm saying, even when I'm rapping it in the music, I know maybe when people hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is the punchline
This
here.
is the
This is not the
punchline
fancy
here.
extra
So
bit.
this is where I might need to do a little bit of
or the
whatever.
music
Add a little
or the
more-
music,
more parts
you,
and
you know what I
things
mean?
on it.
Yeah. So things like that, and I'm like, okay, I think I need to do more of this. You know,
That's really
just
cool.
do moments where I just strip back the music, and let's hear what he's saying, right? Let's hear
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Because to be
and
fair,
then
that's going to
see what.
influence how you actually mix it as well. It's like,
Yes,
like being aware as to what's actually going to
Yeah.
stick in there.
Yes, because it is about connection at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what I'm looking for. Like I want to connect with the people that are listening to what I'm doing,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, it was an interesting moment for me. I was like, wow, this is amazing, man. I need to do more of this, right? Like, so I even started coming up with ideas to strip back maybe more things. You know what I mean? Like, let me strip back some of these other songs
Yeah.
and see what I can salvage.
Because it's
out
a
of
whole
it, you
new
know what I
art
mean?
form when you do it that
Right?
way, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's totally
exactly.
different.
It's exactly what we
Yeah.
discussed. Like, yo,
Yeah,
this
bro,
is
it's
a whole new door. Like,
avenue that
Yeah.
I've never really
That haven't
but
really
when-
considered.
Logically, it's rap, right? Rhythm in
Yeah,
It's
poetry,
poetry.
exactly
like,
the same. It's
right?
a sister of it. Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I need to explore this. So it's definitely something I'm gonna be doing a lot more often.
And how did you feel as like a audience member?
No,
like,
as an
viewer?
audience, okay, weirdly enough, it's almost as though I already kind of know the songs. But when I was performing it, that's what I was going to say, the dope coincidence, right? And this is where I guess maybe some say Godspeed is the fact that you done it in queue. Yes, you're saying you forgot the second part. However, it's a good thing you forgot. Otherwise, it would have ended up being longer.
It was like a good
So it ended up
mistake.
at like a minute,
Okay.
46 seconds,
Yeah,
give
yeah,
or
yeah.
take, like in that window.
Slightly longer than most people, but most people were on
Yes,
that mark
but
as well.
just on the mark
Yeah.
because everyone else was shorter. But now being on the audience, it was dope to see the response from the people, even just hearing people beside me or whatever.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like the poem, or should I say the song Marijuana Fumes, is actually just deeper than the name. It's a kind of a double entendre. It's kind of like being intoxicated. And we all get intoxicated for different reasons. And it was the fact that it was translating
Yeah.
to different crowds because it's kind of like mixed my soul with marijuana fumes.
And
So
people
it's
have
like-
different relationships with marijuana within
Exactly,
the crowd, right? So
exactly.
it's
So,
not like
like,
everybody
it was-
is coming from
Yeah,
my
yeah.
perspective. So when I'm saying what I'm saying, it might be appalling to one person,
Yeah.
But to another person, it might be very.
So you could,
Yeah.
so in the
rough,
crowd,
yeah.
here and there, like anyone who catches it, you like. Oh,
So you're
yeah.
seeing the details.
Yeah,
up
like
close
exactly.
and
I'm seeing the detail. Like I'm hearing. Excuse me. I see that.
Yeah.
And then there's a part that like you said like for every bar I deserve to see some coin.
Yes.
Like and then you're like, ooh, penny for your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's not on the album. However, that was
in
that was you
addition
adapting.
to the yes.
Yes. However, it was well received in the audience as well. So it was like, you know what? This is pretty sick
Yeah,
how
yeah.
everyone was kind of like receptive to it. And granted.
And also interesting how you were receptive to being able to not necessarily stick to every single.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
exactly how it's
I
done,
already
you
knew.
kind of-
I already kind of knew, even when I was practicing it, that you know it's gonna be. I already know the song, right? So I'm just kind of filling in the blanks, right?
Yeah.
Like, because in the song it's more metaphoric, everything I'm saying. But if I'm now saying it to you, in a stripped down version, I kind of have to take away like the mystery around certain bars. That's why I had to add penny for your thoughts, right? So that it's not like a, oh, what did he say then you catch it 2 days. No, I don't want you to catch. I want you to catch it now because I'm right in front of you, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that kind of thing. Whereas within the music, you can live with it. I can skip certain words and you can catch
Yeah.
it whenever, right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
certain
he
times
did
you're
this.
actually building
Yeah.
up to a different
Yeah,
bar.
yeah.
Whereas now you need to find it here.
Exactly.
Not down the line.
Because that's even when I was practicing, I'm like, yeah, I do need to get a reaction from people, right? So my attempt to get a reaction was just more so, I guess, the cadence, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if you notice, everybody else was kind of doing similar sort of
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
right? But then I kind of just slowed everything
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not like I'm not that
Yeah.
kind of guy,
Yeah.
right? Because I end up mumbling or whatever. So let me just relax. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
The
complete
and just
opposite
explain
of
it,
you,
right?
right?
Explain
Yes.
it so that you can
Telling
kind of get
story.
what I'm. Yeah, that kind of thing. So it was more so me explaining my bars while I'm reciting the bars at the
Yeah.
same time. So yeah.
And
I
also
was like,
reacting to the
okay.
audience too. So the audience were kind of not dictating what you said, but maybe dictating, okay, Dad definitely needs to change the pace, or I definitely need to change this.
Yeah.
Because they've just heard all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
already
it's
knew
like
that. I'm like, okay,
everyone's track, isn't it? It's like one big track made up of so many different people, and you're just going to come and add this different.
adding something.
Yeah.
I think also because of the certain. I feel like even the theme of the night. I feel like everyone had a memo of like, oh, the theme of the night is da da da, because everyone was sort of hitting the same
Yeah, so
the same sort of vein. You know what I mean? I was like, but when I came in,
They existed
What
in
was
a
it? What
similar
was the
realm.
theme? Like, what would you say? People
I
were?
mean, people were just kind of coming in there.
No,
with,
here's the thing. I would say without. Sorry, I know I'm talking over you. But
no, that's
like,
cool. It's cool. Because
like,
I know you're
rather
going
than
to
a
say that.
theme.
So I'm like,
Yeah, no, like
You spoke on it, so.
Yes, like so. I think the best way to put it is maybe the frequencies were existing in a similar realm based on the performances, which some of them are the expressing, I guess, hurtful things. Or
Okay.
Okay, it was like very deep concepts,
Yeah.
right? Politics, religion, immigration, right?
Oh, wow,
in the
okay.
NHS, like people were talking about like deep,
Yeah.
like conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and
Quite literal.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Yes, like
And I felt-
day-to-day life.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
and also because I rap, right? So I do a lot of rhyming. I didn't hear too much rhyming.
They don't
Right.
tend to have that
Yeah,
much in
I didn't hear
like
too much,
spoken word
which I was like, I
contemporary
mean, it
poetry.
is, I mean, cool, right? But I mean, I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
what's
You mean
good.
like you
That's-
cannot-
Yeah,
like
I
you
cannot
cannot
not rhyme. You know what I mean? Like, so I have the pockets where I'm
I
rhyming.
love
I
the
might-
I'm going
vision
to play
of
with the
like,
words.
Yeah,
I
I
love
might
the vision
pause
of
here
you in
and
the
there
background
and-
listening
and-
to people like, they don't rhyme.
Yeah, you know?
What is this?
Yeah, because I'm just watching it. I'm like, nobody's rhyming here, like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So that kind of gave me a little bit of like an edge, but also like a little, okay, maybe
How is it
I
gonna
might be
be
off
received?
kilter. I might be too off kilter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I got there, like, even the reception afterwards, when people
Oh, yeah,
coming up
like,
like, yo, dude, that was actually, you know, and then explaining it to them. Oh, it was actually a song. Oh, was that a song? Oh, okay. Oh,
Like,
'cause
there's an
cool.
album out right
you
now.
know?
Wait, what? Really?
So
Does it? Yeah,
it was cool,
dope.
man. It was I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great night. Even some of the performers, I really enjoyed like the things that they were doing. That's what I'm saying. It influenced me to come
Yeah,
back as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I might need to come back.
Very
you know what I
cool.
mean? Like and do more.
And that's the
this,
point
but-
of it, maybe. Like that's why you needed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, because I spent a lot of time recording music. So now it was kind of cool to see I guess finding the live connection, right? Meeting people and actually talking to people and actually connecting with people.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man. I won't lie. I enjoyed it so much, and I can't wait to do it again. It's very like the butterflies you were talking about right before you do. That's how you feel when you're doing such a thing. But because you know what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? Like this is your thing. Like so, I feel like that's like a call back to what we were saying earlier about like that monologue, right? Like just killing that negative thing of like, oh, you.
That stops you from doing things.
That stops you from doing
don't do
things.
that.
Like, oh, I'm too anxious.
They just talked about the NHS.
Yeah,
Don't say
just
that.
you're gonna come here and talk about weed. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like just killing that voice in that moment of like, bro, listen, this is you. You know what I mean? Like this is dope, bro. Like don't feel like it ain't just because people are not doing what you're doing. This is also dope. You know what I mean? Like it might be different. You know, someone might not like it, but hey, you know. But they loved it, man. People loved the fact that it was very like. And I feel like it was memorable because of that as well.
And also, arguably, from the crowd, it also lifted the spirit.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like I didn't hear a lot of laughter before.
Yeah, there was a lot of laughter.
So in
after
that moment, it was like,
Yeah. So it's not even just too big, I guess, the whole meal.
No, it's just more so seeing what happened.
It was just the crowd, how they reacted.
It was nice,
it was quite nice.
It was nice.
It was dope.
It was cool.
I would like to ask about your, like, so the two of you and the way that your creative relationship is currently developing. Like, I think it's quite an interesting thing as a rapper, musician, performer, as a videographer, photographer, and also
man of many hats.
Man of many,
I'm wearing a do-rag today,
many do-rags. How is this with your like kind of like evolving relationship together? Does that question make sense?
Yeah. Okay, fine. Oh, I guess I'll say a few words. How is it? It's fun. Like, it's fun because ultimately, I guess I'm speaking for both of us. We want the best for each other. And whenever we are doing something, I'm doing the best I can. And even when he's in the booth or practicing or writing, it's like, yo, you know what? You could come harder than that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or whenever we're doing something, it's like we know you can do better than that, man. Like bring the energy. And it's like, it's dope because the energy actually feeds off each other.
Yes.
And fun enough, I jokingly said, maybe it's a good thing that you didn't look at me and the camera when you're performing, because he knows once we lock in, it's like, all right, it's go time.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I was gonna start rapping too much.
Yeah, exactly. Next thing you're there for 10 minutes. So like, but in terms of the working relationship, it's dope. And like, we didn't necessarily, I guess, rush working together. But
you know, it's funny because I remember this question, not this particular question, but a question similar to this previously, before we even released the album. When we were talking about releasing the album.
We were just like teetering
yeah,
there.
we
It
had
wasn't
just done
anything, I guess,
Lost
agreed.
Word Bender. Remember we did Lost Word Bender. That's only...
Was it a caution?
Nah, this was after Caution.
It was.
It was after Caution.
Yeah, it was.
It was during Lost Word Bender. And I remember Katie saying something like that, like, yo, this relationship, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Like, how does it work? How do you guys then not do this, not do that? But yeah, it's a nice little.
Yeah.
So what's it like for you then? If you're kind of saying that you, because you're very involved in each other's practice right now, which is very, very cool. And then you say things like, okay, so you can be practicing making music, and you'll be saying things like, you can come harder than that, blah blah blah. How does that feel? Because it's quite a tricky thing, and you have to have the right person be like positively critical. And I think sometimes it's very easy for creatives to not like criticism of any kind, because it can feel like, this is mine and I know how to do it and blah blah blah.
The respect.
But how does that? There must be.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said in the last. I was like, yeah, like that's. I feel like that's very important, man. It's like the respect level, man. You know what I mean? Because everything else is like on the fly, right? While it's happening, it's like, oh man, this is cool, but what if you try this or whatever, right? Even when we shoot something, I'm like, this is cool, but and then he might explain like, oh, but if we do it this way, you know what I mean? That kind of. So for me, like I said, it's like a learning, growing together. You know what I mean? In doing this thing, which is what I've always kind of wanted, even in the creation of the music. Hence, the music sounds so concentrated because I work with like I don't work with too many people,
Yeah.
right? Like let me
Yeah.
put it that way. On the album, it was pretty much 2 people producing the whole thing. Like
Why is that
90%
better?
of
Like,
the
why
thing.
is this useful?
I mean, I feel like because once you tap into that stream of thought or that like
That frequency.
that
just
frequency, you don't want
riding
too
into-
much interference. You don't want too many
Don't want it to be
frequencies.
tainted too much.
Because once you tap into that frequency, having a lot of people kind of riding with that is very difficult.
Yeah.
But if it's just like 3 of us, it's easy to get us in sync in terms
Yeah.
of like, oh no, this is what I mean. And, oh, you know what I mean? Whereas if it's 5 of us, by the time it gets to the 5th guy,
Yeah.
it's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, yeah. So
Now you're just a poet.
Yeah,
No, now the
yeah.
whole thing is spoken word.
you know, so
Yeah.
I've always kind of looked to like, you know, like for example, like back in the days, you know, you'd have like Pete Rock and CL Smooth, right? You'd have like who would I say, like Tribe Called Quest, they had one producer, right? You'd have like that kind of, I look to because I felt like that was like, I feel like it was a golden era in rap, in music, right? In rap music, which I feel like there's been many golden eras, by the way.
That was
I don't think
definitely
that
one
was
of
the
them.
only
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but I think that was one of those
Cyclical.
ones, right? Where it's like,
Well, also,
kind
it's
of-
very experimental. I feel like
it
changed
was,
a lot.
but
and,
in order
yeah.
for you to get into that experimental thing, you kind of have to zone in with a few
need to
people.
be in your
yeah,
optimal
self.
like, yeah, you can't be too. You can't.
Maybe
you can't
do
be
you
everywhere.
also feel like there's also maybe a bravery thing? Like if there's so many people involved, then potentially, and I'm just speculating, so I might just tell me if this is wrong. Do you feel comfortable being more experimental with how you kind of deliver things because you have a smaller number of people around you?
Yes, that helps.
Yeah, go on.
I feel like that helps because it's almost like less egos involved. Because someone else might make a suggestion just for the sake of making a suggestion.
Yeah.
And if that idea, no one rides with it, they might feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And then there's a clash here and then, and now someone's trying to one up the other person.
Yeah.
We're not trying to one up each other.
Exactly.
We're actually trying to build each other.
Yeah.
If I may put it like that.
Because I mean, how I look at it is like, if there's too many people involved, right? Like, I know where I'm at, right? Like I know my disposition in life, right? Like so, I can't speak for everybody else, right? But I know what I need, right? So what I need is a situation where there's not too much noise, right? Because I've come from situations where there was too much noise, and I've seen how that kind of works out. You know what I mean? So it's like I've always known that's what I was looking for, right? And I feel like on top of the respect thing, if you're already on your thing, you meet people that are also on their thing. You know what I mean? So he's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. Now we are doing our thing together.
Yeah.
But he's still doing his
like
thing.
it's a timeline.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
you know what I mean?
it's
So
here too.
also it's not even about the quantity, so to speak. Yes, it adds onto the thing, but it's more so about that, right? Like if you're doing your thing and you respect what I'm doing and you don't mind working with me, it's pretty much that simple. Like it's not too deep. Like I feel like a lot of the times people get like caught up or hung up on like for example, if there's too many of us, people get hung up on titles, right? Like, oh, who's doing what or who's doing that, and then maybe that becomes a discussion instead of what are we here for?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
let's
Like,
execute.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like let's.
It's
do,
so
let's,
interesting
you know,
how easily that gets
it gets
pushed by the
lost.
wayside
Exactly.
to ego. And
So it's just reminding ourselves, like in the whole time, it's like, bro, why are we here? Like, why are we doing
Okay.
this? You know?
But can you kind of like speak on how useful it is or what the benefit is of having someone in your corner? And this is a question for both of you as well, because you're talking about this and everything you're saying, I totally agree. Like it makes total sense, but it's very interesting because your disciplines are totally different. So do you think there's like a benefit in that, in you as the musician having someone who's much more visual in their corner, and then for you, someone who's very visual, photography, videography, having someone who's more musical? Like what's the benefit of that crossover?
I mean, the disciplines complement each other.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I was gonna say.
You know what I mean? Like, they complement each other on many platforms, right? On many levels as well. So it's not just within music. It's not just within film. It's not just. It's many levels where these two mediums connect.
It's almost
or
like, you know,
interlink.
like the circles that actually join, and then there's that thing that exists in the middle. And
Nice.
So there's a lot we can
What do they
extract
call that?
from the
What's that
situation.
called? Venn diagram. It's a Venn diagram, isn't it? And then the middle section.
I have no clue.
I can't remember.
It's just done a thing in my brain where I'm like, what's that called? That's it.
And I feel like I should know, but that's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot to be extracted from a situation like this. It's like a gold mine. That's how I look at it. You know
It's
what
quite
I
an
mean?
interesting thing to talk about because as soon as you said it, I was like, of course.
Yeah, it's
like
a gold
film,
mine. You know what I mean? So it's-
Film and video and music and sound and
there's
words.
a lot that could be done. Like
This
a lot.
is-
There's a
it's
lot that could
basically
be
everything
done.
we can
You can
choose.
you can just keep growing the thing and you don't have to force it, right? It's like it's one of those things where you kind of watch where it goes. Like for example, when you did the poetry thing,
Yeah.
it was just a shot in the dark. Like, bro, we need to connect with people. Okay, let's do that. Oh, we get there. Oh, now we've discovered we could do this. You know
We
what I
could
mean?
do this.
We
Alright,
let
let's
we
go
let
back,
the
let's go plot.
follow the energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't betray the energy, right? Don't betray that force
Yeah.
or that stream of thought or that. What's the word I'm looking
The
for?
momentum, just carry the momentum, see where the
Exactly,
momentum is
seeing
taking.
ways, you know what I mean, and just kind of learning from that, letting that be the teacher,
Yeah.
right? Even teaching us about ourselves, like
Yeah.
how do we act in moments like this? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, and so far I feel like we haven't hit too many hiccups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The hiccups that we've had are outside of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always like, okay,
Okay, so
you know
this
what I mean?
is
How
the
do we-
situation facing. You know,
Yeah, how
I
do
think we
we-
should remove ourselves from this situation.
maneuver
because
this way.
It's slowing us down, or
And
it's
it's
hindering
nice because you
us,
kind of
and
say
then-
this thing about, and we talked earlier about how easy it is to forget about the thing that we're actually working
Yeah.
towards. It's nice because it seems like you kind of have each other to just be that person who's like,
And also,
Don't forget the
on top
point.
of that, what's good as well is like, I mean, we are human, you know what I mean? So the more you do things, the brotherhood kind of works out as well, you know what I mean? Because even just having someone, knowing that I have someone in the crowd that's rooting for me,
Yeah.
no matter what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing, it gives you that thing, or like when you're on stage, like even when I'm
And you're not by
shaking or
yourself.
whatever, I know that my boys right
Yeah.
over there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So it helps on that
Yeah.
level as well, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's great, man, and yeah, I can't wait to do more shit, man. You know, yeah, definitely.
do you daydream? Like, what are like the big things that you want? And I don't even mean like in the next 6 months. I don't even want to put a time on it. But like, what do you think collectively you're working towards? Is it like a thing? Do you focus more on just each day, or do you have like a daydreamy goal?
Weirdly enough, it's almost as though we both have our own, I guess, individual subconscious dreams that are buried in there. But one thing that actually helps with what we're doing is the fact that we are enjoying it from the basis, like just like from here, without even
Building
thinking big or being on whatever festival or anything or whatever big concert. It's like on the ground level, we are enjoying it. And bigger than that, it's the fact that we want to get better at it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we want to, I guess, interact with other people. So it's almost as though, almost forgot your question. But
It's like build a
The
platform.
goal is to get better.
Yeah. It's like build a
Yeah.
Me, how I look at it, it's like build a platform, right? Like
Yeah.
it's one of those things. I remember first interacting with the slum thing. You know what I mean? Like Nate used to say a lot about like the bedroom artist and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, for the most part, that's what I've been. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like people are not gonna come to you in your bedroom, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And listen to what you're doing
Yeah.
or whatever the
Yeah.
case is. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, then let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's
Let's
no one,
execute.
but people will show up, right?
Yeah.
If you build it, they'll come. That's what they always say. Like that's how I look at it. It's like when I seen the slam thing, seeing you niggas building, I'm like, oh, let me join these niggas and just build. You know what I mean?
But the
Like,
nice thing that you're
kind
doing
of
right
thing.
now is also like, because people do this, when people have that mindset of if you build it and so on and so forth, I feel like they feel like they're starting from scratch. Whereas what you're doing is you're already leaning on things which are pre-built,
Yes.
which I think people kind of forget because they think they need to reinvent the wheel as creatives. Where it's like I do my own exhibitions and I'll do my own shows and I'll do my own thing, and it's nice to see you kind of get involved with like local grassroots
Yeah,
establishments
hence even
and
doing the
spoken
poetry
word
thing.
and doing
Yeah,
pull-up
like-
events.
But see, that
and-
was another
Important.
understanding. We knew that we also need to give homage. Like, yes,
Yeah,
we want to do
yeah.
all this, but at the same time, one of the main things is we're going to execute. And also, we're going to execute respectfully.
Yeah, respect
And
where
even
you
the
are,
city
man,
that
you
we're
know?
at, we're going to give homage because we're not trying to beef. However, it's almost like each one teach one. And ultimately, everyone wants to live off this.
Yes.
Or everyone has a dream
Yes.
that they want to live off.
Yeah.
Yes.
rather than relying on something. Like, yes, I feel like that's the unspoken dream.
That's what I meant by building it. You know what I mean? It's like building that thing. Because, I mean, there's many levels to this thing, right? Like, there's many sides to it, right? It's not just a one... It's not a one-headed snake, you know what I mean? It's like a multi-layered situation. So, yes, there's that aspect, you know? And yes, there's aspects of just like... I just want to be revered, you know what I mean? Like, there's also that too. Like, I just want to be a revered artist, right? Like, I want niggas to look at my name and be like, yo, Subz, yo, the slang thing, that thing, niggas was... Like, I want that.
Yeah.
More than I want the money,
Yeah.
right? Like, more than I want... So, it's like... It's many layers. But also, I do have a family I want to feed, right? Like, with using this thing that I've amassed and that I've figured out to do, which is rapping. That's my skill. I figured out how to do it. I figured out how to, you know what I mean? Let that feed my kids. So that's, so like I said, it's multi-layer. So because it's that, there needs to be respect when you are when you're dealing with this thing. So even the people you involve in this thing, there needs to be a level of respect. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, this is not, I'm not just playing around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just, like, we're not,
do you think that comes from having a family, having kids, having, like...
Yeah, that's an added layer to it.
Do you think it changes the creative process, though? Like, do you think it, when you compare yourselves with just yourselves, you know, and you can kind of be in this, like, bubble of, like, beautiful selfishness, but still you don't have to think about children. Do you think having children then changes the drive or changes anything?
Yeah, I'd say the hypothesis is understanding the value of time. If that makes sense. So it's almost as though yes, I enjoy what I'm doing in terms of I do what I want and I want to enjoy what I'm doing. However, it's like, okay, I guess if I'm away from family, then I got to make it worthwhile. So it's not just in vain per se.
So if you're not spending time with your family, then it's kind of like justify it.
Yes, subconsciously.
That's nice.
But like, that's not down to someone saying you need to go spend time with your family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's even for self. And like I said, I think I said it to you before. Like, one of the reasons for these podcasts, yes, it is kind of like a journal for me. But who knows? It's also a journal for the future. And then maybe one day the kids are going to be like, oh, what was grandpa like, or whatever. Like, you can just quickly tune in and me just running my mouth doing whatever. So I feel like it borderline exists in the same realm.
Yeah.
And also acknowledging the moment that we're having or the moment that we're in, if that makes sense. So acknowledging the moment is, if we got an idea, let's go execute it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, and I mean, he'd tell you sometimes maybe let me say, let's go shoot ABC. It might be too spontaneous. But which is also why I like about our working relationship is the fact that I know I can be too spontaneous, that I can ring you straight away and be like, yo, actually, let's do something. Actually, no, prime example. What time did I tell you we're recording?
Oh, should I actually? I'll check that now.
And then what time is it now?
Yeah,
that's
what literally like almost 10 to 7.
10 to 7. You said you're going to be here at 7:30. So that's what I mean. So one thing that I like, Subz, like, I hope he fucks with that aspect of me, because sometimes I just get something.
Yeah, why if he doesn't fuck with that? I fuck with it. But she's like, no.
So
are you leaving? We were just having. I'm like, yo, I'm coming. You know?
So no,
leaving halfway through Lilo and Stitch, like, gotta go.
Yeah, and I do apologize for that. Like for example, this one, I just thought, oh, you know what? Let's all just get together. And like even Subz as a show, why not talk about it? And who knows? Someone might hear it somewhere random and be like, oh, actually, no, let me go check this out. Let me see what these lot are talking about.
But the thing is with that, I wouldn't have even apologized.
I appreciate that, even having me on here.
Like, dude, this is your 4th episode. Like, now you're just a recurring guest.
Yeah, but I'm still appreciative.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I have to let that be known. So yeah, definitely.
Whatever.
Don't swear.
That's nice. Oh.
But no. What was I gonna say? You were talking about movies there.
Kids, how they've changed.
Oh yes, sorry. Go on. I didn't let you answer.
I mean, yes. I mean they have changed. I won't lie. My approach to how I do my thing. I mean, before there was a lot of freedom, yes, to kind of even the things I would be saying, even how I'll be saying the things. Whereas it's now like when you have kids, it's like, oh, might write a line, and it's like, oh, what's that you think twice? Oh, okay, I wouldn't like,
Too vulgar.
yeah,
Or
like, I don't want,
it doesn't represent.
yeah. So
Because one day when they will listen back and
so it's added an element of it's more challenging now to like, okay, how do I keep the same energy, right? But not say this or that, right? Yeah, so it's added
If
that
they come
layer.
running, Papa, what does this mean?
You know, so it's added that layer to the thing. Just it's made it fun again for me to like figure it out. Like it's not like easy.
That's quite
this wrote
nice.
that
It's
easy.
a nice
I
way of
wrote that
looking at it.
easy. It's like no, now it's like okay, how do I write that without putting the F word there?
Yeah.
Or the N word there.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
yeah.
how do I still keep that same that impact
Yeah.
without that? So it's things like that, and also the time, like you said, the time aspect of it is like just managing my time, which I'm failing at. You know, that's probably one thing I'd say. Managing my time, I'm not very good at that. You know what I mean? And I'm still working on that. You know, but yeah, it's that. I'd say also is the time for me. It's that I'm used to writing like at certain hours of the day or the night, but that's kind of been rearranged a little bit. So it's like now I just kind of get in where I fit in, like wherever I can find the time.
Yeah.
Just do it whenever you can, you know. So whereas like now I kind of, whereas I know already because I'm so conditioned that at this time I'm writing. Already the inspiration is on its way. By the time it hits, the inspiration is right there. Whereas now it's like when I find the time, now I need to find the inspiration.
Hold
You know what I mean?
it,
Yeah,
hold
like
it.
that kind of thing. So it's learning to get over that hump of like waiting for the inspiration, but create it. Like
I think the time is like
create
an
the- you know what I
interesting
mean?
thing, and I've never really had to consider that yet. But I think that's quite an interesting thing, and again, maybe another challenge of being creative fathers in this instance is where do you find those pockets? But I guess because your time is less linear now, it's less like I'm going to spend this, I'm going to do this whenever. I would guess when you get the chance to kind of try and lock in, do you find that your creative juices are there immediately, or do you think it's like trickier?
It's tricky because sometimes the creative juices will just come when you're cooking. Or you're cooking for the kids, or like, the bars are just
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, a lot of that happens. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be in the middle of something, and it's like, I'm hearing the bars and the lyrics, and like, or maybe a concept.
Someone's clicking a plank.
You know what I mean? That
Ding,
time I'm
ding.
like, oh man, I
that's a
should be
nice-
writing this down. It's like my hands are too.
Yeah.
By the time I sit down, I remember one line. I have to
Yeah.
build it again. You know, just try and remember that. But yeah, so it's that the timing. Yeah, it kind of messes with the creative thing, but I think it's a good challenge to have for me anyway. It's a good challenge to have because then it makes me. I even write different now. You know what I mean? So which is great because you want to evolve within your writing. You want to get more vivid. You want to get more.
Which is probably not.
interesting,
It's
more-
probably not happening organically. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but let me land it. I feel like if you want the evolution and you want something to be better, without the challenge, I feel like it's not just going to happen unless you have the willpower to put in your own challenges, which half the time we're just hoping that we get like the lightning bolt of creativity. So maybe the
Yeah,
challenge
it's-
of balancing like your duties in parenthood and your duties as performers, creators, visual makers, maybe that's actually like gold dust because you've both locked in right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say from this perspective.
Or
is
having
like
a
it's-
performance, then you have to find a babysitter.
yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah.
So those are the challenges I'm like going through right now, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's great, man. I won't lie. It's a wonderful thing to kind of be able to do. I'm
that's
grateful
what,
that I'm
like
able
that's what I
to
was
do
saying.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was saying.
And yeah, so
It's a nice conversation to hear because I feel like potentially you hear more about creative mothers more, especially like in 2025 and making space for women and that kind of stuff to talk about motherhood and balancing work and that kind of stuff. I don't hear too many conversations about like fatherhood. Unless maybe I'm not the audience. For
Yeah,
it.
no,
But
I
feel
think
like
Yeah,
No,
maybe
you're
you're like
right.
the audience, like you're not in the spaces where by those frequencies.
Yeah,
Gonna
but I feel like
be-
I just don't hear that conversation.
But
very
also
much about
generally that
creative
conversation
dads.
is not a popular one, right? It's not something you might bump into and just over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
No, it's So I think you're right in saying that and it's good that we're highlighting it right now. I think it's great, man, because fathers need to be recognized as well.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
million percent.
even if you look at the stats, like fathers are not doing too well out there. You know what I mean? Like, no,
Yeah,
for
down by
real.
2.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to, I don't want to dampen the mood, so that's why I'm not going into it. But I'm just saying, like, fathers are going through it, man. And we, they also need that shine, that light. Shine that light on us.
Yeah.
So that's why, like I was saying even earlier, like beating myself up, all that. I don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Because I know that we don't get bigged up too much. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to be able to big myself up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like I need to be able to do that without being too big headed or without, you know what I mean? Also maintaining a level of like,
Well, I think you both have the balance very well. Just in case you haven't noticed that in yourselves.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And the balance looks, from an outside perspective, to be like very well managed.
It's nice. It's nice to hear that from
outside, yeah, I
looking
guess,
in,
yeah. Because sometimes, to be fair, once again, because we work with each other, sometimes we just down here.
Yeah, just like,
Like sometimes we just down here.
As long as we
know this
execute,
is what we need to do.
give
This
it
is
to the
what we need to
people.
do. Yo,
Yeah.
did you get there? Like, all right, let's move. All right. What
Work
about
mode,
next week or what's
work mode.
it? So
Yeah.
it's but yeah.
It's a lovely space to be in, man.
Yeah, but ultimately, it is fun. The fact that we're doing something that we enjoy.
It's a lovely
Like,
space.
it actually adds the parent. It's almost like arguably, it's also an outlet or a form of expression.
That's what I meant by it's on many layers, bro. Many levels. This thing is like it's fulfilling on a lot of like levels.
So it's not just you know what, this is kind of maybe the hip thing to do right now. Okay, this is blah blah blah. It's like, actually, you know what, it feels good to do. It's almost like therapy. For me, it's even like this conversation. I enjoy these conversations just because it feels like therapy. And leave and it's like watch it back and play. Oh snap! All right, okay, I said this. Wonder what I said. Do I believe that actually? Actually, damn, yeah. Now I need to delve deeper into that thought to find out if I actually am about it or whatever. So ultimately, just a form of self-expression, and it's been fun so far. So yeah, the first half, coming back to my answer when you asked me about how the first half of the year has been, it's been great. It's been great. Can't complain. And it's half time. Now it's just like looking forward as always.
Yeah.
And actually, so what have you all been listening to, music-wise?
I'll let Katie go first.
Yeah, can patch the song to the left-hand side.
Honestly, like, oh my God, what have I been listening to? I feel like I haven't really listened to that much music as of late.
Really?
But that's not true though, because of course I have.
What are you listening to
don't know.
on your way out?
I don't know. Oh, so much Pharrell Williams. I don't even know why.
Oh, really?
I just kind of forgot about this man, and then suddenly I was like, oh yeah, Pharrell Williams was like my childhood.
He was Michael. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
like my childhood sounds like Pharrell Williams' voice.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it sounds like. This whole way here. What's that track called? What's it called? May I phone? Maybe
Can
on
I have
there
it
right
like
now.
that? You got it like that. Who's the featuring?
Neptunes was
Yeah. Oh, you talk. Yeah, I was gonna say Neptune's like.
Pharrell did his thing, man.
Okay.
And what he did with
Number
Jay-Z.
one.
Oh,
Pharrell Williams.
world's greatest. That video was shot by Hype Williams, one of the dopest. Sorry.
Yes, he is.
Back to
We
the
lost
song.
him in the sauce. Yeah. That song has this funky beat in the background that just makes me want to be like
The
11 years old again. Yes.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. What is that instrument? What is that?
I don't know. Maybe a xylophone. Ding. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't
It
know.
just sounds so like noughties. Like it's just a lot of Pharrell Williams. That's really annoying. It's gonna really annoy me. What have I been listening to at the minute? Right now I just like things with nice instruments in them. I like an unusual instrument. There's also this band. I'm butchering this. I'm butchering it so bad. But can we put the name somewhere? Somewhere here.
Sure.
So there's this band who are they live in the desert. They're like a band of nomads. They like travel to performances and gigs sometimes on camels. Like they are, when I'm talking about nomads, they're like genuinely nomadic, and so the instruments that they use are like instruments they've made themselves, and their beats are beats that are like like, oh, they sound otherworldly.
It's basically a jam session every time.
It's basically a jam session every single time, and they just make music that just does something. I think the vibration of the music does something to my like heart rate. And so yeah, I'm liking just cool sounding instruments right now. Yeah.
What are they culturally or racially? I don't know. Or what's their melanin ratio?
They are brown.
So we saying
They are brown and
medium high.
medium high.
Okay.
I would say Middle Eastern.
Okay.
Middle Eastern. I would say Egyptian. I would
Okay.
say Middle Eastern to Egypt, somewhere
In between.
on this some sort of on this region with good tea. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
There's good tea there. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering them.
Yeah. I
But
hope we don't sound ignorant.
it's so ignorant. I started by saying
is
they're
it?
brown. Oh man, it's so ignorant. But I've
To be fair,
I'm
I
leaning
was
into it.
talking about
I'm leaning into
melanin
it.
ratio, so you
yeah.
can.
You said medium high. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
I-
instruments. I like good instruments at the minute.
Okay.
Mm.
Actually, you should check out Java. I don't know. Java's just like
You've been listening to that a lot
a
lately.
lot. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire.
And what are you saying?
It's Java.
Sjava.
Yeah.
Sjava. How's that spelled?
SJA.
As it sounds. Actually, well, how do you think?
Yeah,
it's too
yeah.
late. You already said it.
SJAVA was what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it's
Yeah, that's it.
definitely that.
Sjava. That's a good name from where?
South Africa.
I love it if you just said they're brown and
No, it's from the richly melaninated region.
Right, okay.
Minus the melanin deficient because they also identify as so.
you seen these South African boys
refugees.
in school. What?
Oh.
No. This,
It's a big country.
crazy. Like your first thing was, yes, the refugees. No, these
There's
South
a thing,
African.
right?
It sounds
school
wild when you
kids.
say it like that, please.
But there's a thing. No.
You did everything but click and point. No, the South African schoolboys doing when they play sports. You've heard the way these children chant and sing.
Oh yeah, that is
It's
a
quite
big.
common.
Yes, it's
so
going
cool.
viral now. But yes, it's definitely a thing we do. Yeah,
So
for sure.
cool.
This is common.
Yeah, it's nice. And then you're like, whoa, South Africa is like.
Diversity of
Yeah.
it all. You know what I mean? It is one of the greatest places on earth.
Yeah,
man.
it is somewhat a melting pot.
Because of that. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody's there.
Yeah.
that's why it's-
Everybody is there.
Everybody's there, man.
So yeah, that kind of went viral, and like that was like I think I watched one video that was like 3 hours long.
I think
Wasn't. just
Johannesburg is
watched it
like the
on
only
repeat.
city in Africa where you'll find every African. Like every national.
Yeah.
Oh really?
In Africa. It's the only city in Africa you'll find every.
So South Africa's like the
No, it's
London of
literally,
Africa.
yeah, it's a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you make this face? What's this?
No,
face?
because like although we
There's a
say that
melting
it's
pot.
mad,
Yeah.
like in a good way, I guess. Well,
In
it's
both ways.
everything.
It's a
both
double-edged
ways.
sword.
Yeah, it's a
It's
double-edged.
like,
yeah,
yeah,
it
it's-
is.
It's extreme on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing, but it's also
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but it's a lovely
Beautiful
place,
place,
man. Lovely place.
Yeah.
It's Java, amazing
Java,
artist.
yes.
Java.
Yeah.
So he represents that. I think his sound is very much.
Yeah.
Is very
Oh,
much,
cool.
Like,
Okay.
if you want an image of it, even like in a sort of spiritual sort of interpretation.
Yeah. Never mind the words, just the
Just listen.
sonics of
That's
like.
what I like right
Yes, just
now. I
listen.
like this
No,
like
yeah.
yeah, I like
That's why
this.
you took me when you said you're just loving instruments. Like,
Yeah.
because
That
his
was
voice
definitely
is
that.
an instrument.
an
Yeah.
instrument.
Okay, very
So,
cool.
He was on the Black Panther album as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
then sick.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
lovely. Which track we talking about?
Seasons.
Seasons, yeah. Seasons.
I know
change,
that. Oh, I've tried.
Yeah, the guy that, that's.
I am horrified by how often I've sang that song without understanding a single word. I don't want to know what it is I've actually been saying.
Oh no, to be
but
fair, it's quite
sang
respectful.
along
Like,
with
here's
him.
another one, because actually, the intro to that song is pretty much saying "Good morning" in the house or
Yeah,
"Hello"
he's
in the
introducing
house.
himself,
He's actually
pretty
introducing himself.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah,
That's
and
what-
then yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not what I was doing, but yeah, I was trying to sing along
Nah,
with those
he's
Yeah,
words.
you two throwing guns. Someone's coming in respectfully.
I know.
He's
Next
coming
thing you
in like,
just-
oh, humble.
If I was
You
singing
shooting
it, the
up.
next thing you would hear is just a bunch of people whistling, and then it's just all.
Nah,
I've heard of these
Jabba is
ways.
amazing, man, and I think I've mentioned him quite a bit too. Like, yeah, he's the guy too. He's the guy.
Yeah,
man.
he's
Very
been
dope.
mentioned on this pod a lot.
Yeah,
And to be
yeah.
fair, I thought of him whenever he said he's been listening to a lot of instruments. That's why I thought, oh, Java, you probably like that.
Nice.
What you been listening to, Michi?
A lot of hip hop, bro. A lot of rap music.
Nice.
Yeah, I won't lie.
Oh yeah, people are beefing out there.
Yeah, I've been following the beef.
Who's beefing?
Well, not beef as such, but like rap beef.
Throwing
Joey
chairs at each other.
Badass.
I can't.
And the West
We can't
Coast.
do another conversation with this rep. We can.
Yeah, but it's not that though.
But who's
it's not
beefing?
salacious.
Joey
I
Badass?
mean, it's not like a salacious beef.
And
It's very much like
Kendrick's camp.
it's like a lyrical warfare, pretty much.
West
you know.
v East. Like,
Is
I mean,
is it polite? Is it nice?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
But is it
I mean,
is it artistic though, or is
yeah,
it?
of course. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll say this right. Like, I think, like battle rap is very much like people get it misconstrued, right? Like, it is very multi-layered. You know what I mean? It is very multi-layered. So these battle rap, of course, like battle rap. Like you go on YouTube, you find leagues where it's like people. It's like a sport.
Yeah.
People go in there, 3 rounds, knockout, you win. That
But
kind of thing.
it shake hands
Yeah,
at the end.
yeah,
of it?
yeah.
It's kind of
Is
like
this
boxing.
shake hands at the end?
Yes, I mean this is
Because
what,
the Drake
yeah.
Kendrick was not shake
That's what
hands.
I
No,
was
that
saying.
wasn't. No,
Okay.
no, that
Just
wasn't.
checking.
That
It's not
wasn't.
salacious. It's not
Okay.
like I was saying. It's very
Yeah.
sportsmanship. Like, okay, you know what I mean. Let's get on the court. Let me do my thing. You do your thing.
Let me disrespect you a
Let me
little bit.
disrespect you a little bit. Let's see how. It
Let's see how you're gonna
Let's see how you're gonna
take
take
how you're gonna
it. How you're gonna
receive it.
Way
receive
too
it.
sensitive
How
for
you're
that,
gonna
you know?
respond. You know.
I would never recover.
I mean, it's. I think it comes from. It comes from that culture back in the day of like just making fun of each other. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
the your
okay.
mama jokes of
Your
snap.
mama, you snapping on each other. Yeah, it comes from that. You know what I mean? So it has roots in that, and then it kind of just found its way into rap music.
Yeah.
And then it became like its own, I guess, subgenre in a way, and then people made leagues out of it or whatever. But it also sometimes happens within the commercial space. Hence we saw it with Drake and Kendrick. We've seen it with Jay-Z and Nas. We've seen it with Tupac and Biggie. But the only difference is it kind of went too far because of the ego element, because of the commercial aspect of it. Ego comes into play because of the money play, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm losing money now because, and then you start beefing, da-da-da. Or maybe deeper than that. Whereas with this one, I feel like it was more so off the back of the Kendrick and Thingy, Drake, whatever beef.
I love that we
guess-
just say thingy now.
Yeah,
The
I
Kendrick
mean,
and thingy is so
yeah,
funny.
it's
It's like that.
Yeah, that thing. you know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, like, I mean, because it
Great.
was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But also it's like, didn't have to be, yeah. But, so now with the Joey Badass
Yeah.
and the West Coast, people are titling it, but I don't think so. It's Joey Badass against Daylight and Ray Vaughn.
Yeah.
Ray Vaughn being a new signee on TDE.
Ray Vaughn is amazing.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he's
goodness.
Daylight being a battle rapper, a revered battle rapper. He's been doing it for years. But he's very like,
But these
got
tracks are
antics.
different. Like that's a different realm.
Yeah,
Like you can be
he's-
very good at making very dope songs, a very nice pen. But when it comes to battles like that,
I think Daylight is great at battling.
oh no,
He's-
no, I'm
he's one
talking
of the
about
greats.
Ray Vaughn.
Oh, Ray Vaughn, yes. I think
Oh, is he not a good battlesman?
he's good. I think he's angled.
He hasn't
I think
had his stripes.
strategically.
Yeah.
He on this particular battle. Like, I've never seen him battle anybody else. This is the first thing I've seen him in Rift or whatever. So it's like, yeah, strategically, I don't think he played it smart. Hence, he lost the battle. Right.
Oh, Ray.
Oh wow! So you are saying he lost it? Fair enough.
Yeah. For me, I'm not saying like. I mean, that's what everybody's saying too. But yeah, for me, I think he lost it because like the last song he put out, he was doing a lot of disrespecting. You know what I mean? But I think because it was established from the beginning that this is a friendly thing. It's not like a salacious.
Oh,
come
he
with the
made
story.
it.
He made it. Oh, I heard this and I heard that and da 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 da. And then it's like, bro, okay.
Made it distasteful.
Yeah, and
as
then
well.
everybody's like,
No,
bro,
but see,
Joey
that,
won.
like that's what I mean. He's
Because it
seasoned.
was, and people mentioned everybody involved, Absol, everybody mentioned it like, oh,
Well, like
this is
you
just a
did
friendly
suppose,
fade. We're
yeah.
just
To be fair,
let's see
Absol-
who's better at the rhyming, metaphors, da da da, disrespecting, cool, but like, let's not say anything that will get us into the streets. Pretty much, I
Yeah.
think that was like said even in the beginning and established,
yeah.
and then he kind of like, I'm going
Too
this
far.
way, which I think was like, from a hip hop spirit, hey man, you have the right to express yourself in whatever way. But I think for the type of battle that people were expecting or that I was expecting, I didn't expect that. I expected him to go more of what he was doing.
Yeah,
in the
show us
beginning
more
of
your
the battle.
skill.
In the beginning of the battle, he was doing that, like
Okay.
the skill, whatever. But I think
Because he's very, very skilled.
I think he got emotional towards the end. I think he got emotional
Nah,
and
I
forgot.
think he's not battle tested.
Now
Like,
he
he's
is.
very good, but he wasn't battle tested, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because, like, you can be good at sparring.
This was his first rodeo.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, to that magnitude anyway. So it's
Because I
like,
first heard of him on LA Leakers.
yes,
and it
that
was the first
freestyle
time.
with the master.
Whoa.
Even to this
Whoa.
day, like,
Actually, all his freestyles, bro. If you look at
Good Lord.
Which is why I
of
thought he
his,
would have been quite good in this
most
little...
of his freestyles and most of his songs on this whatever thing were actually
Yeah.
good. It was just that last one where I felt like,
He was a bit irked.
yeah,
So
if he had
yeah.
if he had like said other things, I feel like the battle would still be continuing. But I felt like Joey also felt I don't need to respond to this because clearly
Yeah.
you don't want to battle. You want
Like,
to
if I
fight.
say something bad, you're gonna do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like, it got to
Which
that
he
point.
probably does. Like, maybe he does.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's what it sounded like when he's saying those things. You know, pulling his wife into the situation. It's like, bro.
Oh, no, too far.
Oh,
you don't.
really?
Like, yeah, you're scrambling. Once you start doing that, you're scrambling.
Okay.
That's what it
No,
sounded.
no,
It sounded
okay.
like he was rattled, and then he
Yeah.
became emotional. It's like, oh, I got you.
So you kind of lose. in
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
situation.
so it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
That's
like,
what I
I
mean.
chill,
Yeah.
bro, chill.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he kind of lost because for me, yeah, he lost it on that.
Would
front.
you have you rap battled before?
No, I've actually never battled.
Would you like to? I don't like how I said that. Like right now, would you? But would you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, I think sparring is very important, right? I think also battling, it kind of adds another element to your thing, right? Like, and I feel like a battle is not something that you make up. You can't make up a battle and be like, oh, let's just, unless that's what you, unless you're a battle rapper.
Can't
and
you,
you're into
though?
I mean, you can. Like I
Right.
said, like these people that do, like Daylight, for example. He doesn't
Yeah,
make
that's
music per
basically
se.
Yeah.
He's a battle rapper. So
Yeah.
that's what he does on a daily basis. He writes metaphors and punchlines to go at somebody,
okay.
right? And he already knows his targets because he knows the people in the league and
Right.
that kind of thing. Whereas in rap, music, commercially, the way battles happen, I think is more like, it's more like how the Kendrick and thing happened. Kendrick and Drake. How the Nas.
You
Someone
saying
feels-
Kendrick and Thing will not stop being funny
I'm
to
so
me, you know?
sorry. I apologize.
Next
But
thing
yeah.
you need a
Kendrick
hook
thing.
from.
Yeah,
from
no, but
him.
I think it's one of those things that commercially, the battle happens on different fronts. It's like, okay, we're doing this because we're both commercially here, and now we want to see who's better at this
Yeah.
thing that we're actually doing.
Who's better
Not the
skilled.
money thing and but this rap thing, right? So I think for me, that's the kind of battle I would like
Yeah.
accept, right? If we're in a situation where someone is coming at me, I mean, I can't just chill and be like, yo, yeah, you got it. Nah, I ain't doing that. If I feel like you're good, yeah, let's have at it, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't mind losing. I'm one of those people where like, I don't care losing. Because
It's
at the end
a
of the
dangerous line to
Yeah,
dance
it's-
on
I mean,
with
yeah,
it, isn't
like-
it, though?
yes, I mean,
As soon as someone mentions your family, then what? Is it still fun
yeah,
and
but
games?
that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's one of those things where it's, for me, this music thing, as much as I respect it, as much as it's been part of my life or whatever, it's not real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not real. If it gets to a point where I feel like I can't do this anymore, I could easily just walk. I'm not forced to stay
Yeah.
in the battle and
Yeah.
be like, just because people are watching me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I don't care for that. It's like, if I feel like it's not messing with me,
can just
and
go
like,
and
I'll be
hug
like,
and
yo,
make-
okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lost.
Take
You
your
win. You
time.
got it, bro. You win. Like, I'm that kind of guy. You win,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna make songs about my life and about the things that.
But in this
yeah,
instance, I
it
don't
doesn't
need this.
stop me writing about
Nice.
my life.
Yeah.
But it's something I probably would accept the battle. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would.
I'd quite like to
Trust
see
my-
that. I think it would
myself
be quite
in a
interesting.
situation. Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I can be too emotional, so.
I mean, I think it'll be a very, like, yeah, it might be
Very
it might
testing.
be tasky. Yeah, it might be like a very,
You'd be testing.
yeah, testing, yeah. But I would.
In a very
I would.
different but very similar way, as was realizing that you can't rap, you need to put it into poetry form. Just changing the format of your thing, isn't it? It's like a totally different context.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that I've never done it in that kind of light, but I would, because most people that write raps anyway, they write raps with like an imaginary
Yeah,
Yeah.
entity.
opponent
Yeah.
anyway, you know what I mean? And that, for me, I've always approached it in that way, because even in school, like in secondary, high school, Like that's what we used to watch. Our
Yeah.
friends battling, all
Yeah.
the guys, and
Yeah.
they would go against each other, and we'd be
Well,
watching
and
that.
now,
And
like, that's...
Yeah.
not only
it's a
that, I mean, like
normal
at
thing,
school, literally at school, like I'd
Mm-hmm.
go see him after school, like, yo, dude, that battle was hard, like you
Yeah.
killed, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know? And we do it even on a dance level. I used to dance with dance battle, you know what I mean? Like, I used to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's the kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
battling I did, just dancing or whatever. So
Just
I
competition,
did that.
isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm into competition. Like
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I just obviously when it gets to a point where it's no longer competition but it's hatred, and I think that's where I'll probably
Yeah.
chew
Yeah,
out.
tell
Yeah,
me
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
Okay,
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what?
good.
You hate me, bro. You wanna fight me? I don't wanna
Yeah.
fight. Like I'm not on that, right? But if it's about who can rap better and who
Yeah.
can say wittier things and who can probably dress someone
Because
down
that's
in
the
a
thing.
witty
It's like
way.
it's wit, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's like-
Yeah.
kind of comedy
It's
and
fun.
wit. And
Yeah, it's like making fun of
Something quite
someone.
nice
That's
about
how I
that.
look at it.
Yeah.
It's like just on a music form, right? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh,
in
okay.
your own style.
I think you'd
that,
be quite
you
good
know,
at that.
I hope so. You know what I mean? I feel like I would hold my own.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I feel like I would hold my own for sure.
What were you ever listening to?
Wait, did you say an artist or song?
Oh, I didn't say so. A song. There's a song called "Fade" by Ginger Trill. It's an intro to his latest album that he just dropped, I think, a month ago. Ginger Trill is an artist from South Africa, rapper. Yeah, he's different. So yeah, track called "Fade." I think that's my favorite joint
Why?
right now. It's just so dope, man. It's just so. It reminds me of the first time I heard Ab Soul, the song called Track 2.
Solo.
There's a song on his Control System mixtape, a song called Track 2. The way that song sounds, that's how this particular song I'm talking about sounds, and it just reminds me of that type of vibe, and the skill level is here as well, you know. So yeah, it's just an amazing sounding like rap song. It feels like the best rap song I've heard in a couple since my album. You know what I mean? Like yeah, since I dropped, that's probably the sickest thing I've heard for me. Yeah, Ginger Trill, Fade.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, sorry, I was just checking what was, I probably did not look good, but it's fine. But, yeah, I found myself back on my Zen playlist. This morning actually. But yes, I've been pumping Strava a lot, but like I found myself back on my Zen, yeah. So I would say from the Zen, I can't think which one I'm gonna go for.
It's really just got to be like a disclaimer out there that Nate's Zen playlist is potentially not the Zen playlist you think it is.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, not sorry. But actually, you know what? I guess the song I'm gonna go with "I Don't Age" by Royce da 5'9". Yeah, like to be fair, low key, you're also the reason why I have to go back to my Zen, because I've been rinsing your music too,
Oh, man, come
like
on.
planning. Even for the shows or whatever, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what are we gonna go for?
Yeah.
And like, sort of been similar to
Very
you
dope.
actually, similar to your answer that you've been everywhere with your music. It's like there hasn't been one solid place. So based off of recent then, in terms of as of today, because today is the first time I should change from you and Strava. So it ended up being "I Don't Age" by Royce da 5'9". And I like that song because it's quite reminiscent, but at the same time talking in the present, if that makes sense. It's almost as though he's saying, regardless of what happened in the past, I'm still here, if that makes sense. That's a quickest summary.
Nice.
So, but
And how does it make you feel?
How does it make me feel? Like I said, it's me coming, that's my Zen music. So it puts me back in my, let's move or let's go
Yeah.
bag,
Yeah.
based on the fact that it's like, yeah, all this shit might have happened, but
Cool.
we move.
Yeah.
I don't age.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Nice.
And I still get asked for ID, so it makes sense.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I still get asked for ID.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Where? Why?
Why? No, I know that's off topic. No, like when I go
It's
buy.
so jarring. There's no way we could just walk past
No,
that.
like from purchasing things. Actually, another example was, I guess, Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
We were going out on motives, and then I was asked, "Yo, did you bring your ID? Because you might not get in."
Oh yeah, I remember
Okay.
saying that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's interesting. Yeah.
So this is hilarious when I just remembered what your song track was and how we even got to this part. I don't age. That's really funny.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
also, did say I was drinking on Sunday.
Yeah.
The reason why I was drinking weirdly ties in with what I'm wearing today. And I'm shameless. I never really wear football tops. But I feel good. I seen yours, Orlando Pirates, I puked it.
Yes, of course. Come on. We have to represent the whole time, you know.
Sorry, it's not a theme that we discussed. Orlando
I
Pirates.
don't know what team that is. What is the
Oh,
team?
to be fair,
Team.
I think it's
a
called.
South African football club.
And did they win too?
They like how would I put it? The derby here is what?
Yeah,
Manchester United versus so in South Africa, Johannesburg, so there's a derby which is Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, so like the two biggest clubs in South Africa. So yeah, Orlando Pirates is one of those.
Nice shirt, nice pattern.
Thank
Sorry, you were showboating?
No, Liverpool won the league, and I thought I'd indulge in alcohol, and then I woke up on Monday with banging migraine. Then I thought, it's been a while since I drank like that, and the fuck is this? Sorry, mama, but like, why does my head hurt?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a hangover, but it was migraine.
Maybe. Just
So, so I'm gonna put it away for another 6 months until next time, or maybe I need to.
wear it
up my
until
tolerance.
the next time. Like, why
Oh
not?
no, I'm talking about drinking now. No.
Oh,
Right. No.
I thought you were talking about
I'm
the
not
shirt.
gonna
You're
be
gonna
inside
put the
the
shirt
top.
away
No,
for another
okay.
6 months. I was like, okay.
No.
Okay, yeah. I
No,
can
the
get behind
top
that.
it's gonna get washed. It was nice. It's nice to know that
Okay.
we won, minus all the horrible stuff that happened during the celebration. But that's hopefully gets resolved. And Godspeed to everyone involved, I guess.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. On that note, it's been a dope episode.
I wish I wore a football shirt. I have no allegiance to anyone, but I wish I wore
I mean,
a football
I have
shirt.
no allegiance either. This is just like memorabilia for me. It's just something I love.
I pledge allegiance.
So, like I'm just, I'm not. I don't watch football like that anymore.
Okay.
You know? So, but I just love Orlando Pirates for the.
It's a dope logo as well. Did you see the logo?
No, it looked like Tottenham Hotspurs.
Oh,
It's
no,
the-
don't
it's
say
the-
that.
Okay, it looked like
no.
Crazy P.
Oh, Crazy P. Yeah,
Oh, it's
proper
nice, that.
pirates, yeah.
1937. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's like it's very symbolic, you know. But yeah, I love Orlando Pirates for the memories when I was young. You know, my
Oh, that's
father used to
nice.
be into Orlando Pirates, so a lot of my good memories is when Orlando Pirates is winning. You know what I mean? And he's happy. You know, yeah, we're all happy. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I'll wear my Jamaican football shirt next time.
Do I have a Jamaican one?
You
No, I
you have
don't.
one.
No, I was thinking the Ajax, the Three Little Birds. Why are we talking football tops?
Oh my god, was that like a... Okay, that's quite funny. Is that a joke?
What?
Ajax, 3 Little Bit,
No, it's not a joke.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
This is a shoddy way to end this episode. I
No, I'm
really
sorry.
gave
Now I
really
feel like I need to
really
show you the top.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do we mean? 1 second.
Ajax. Did he say Ajax? The
Yes,
Jamaican, the
as in
Jamaican
Amsterdam.
football team.
No, 1 second.
Did he mishear?
I think you misheard you.
I do too.
I think you both talking about football teams,
Yeah.
but different ones.
Okay, so the context of what he's about to do now, which could be embarrassing for one of us, I don't know who.
So
I
I
said-
said, sorry, I was thinking,
Okay.
this top, this is Ajax.
The
And this is the Three Little Birds. There was a collaboration, Bob Marley and Ajax, the Amsterdam team.
Why?
I didn't know that.
Why? It was a collaboration. I think it was some sort of anniversary. I'm not sure.
Of what?
Weed, Amsterdam, Bob Marley. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
we trace it back, it's very colonial. Like, it's not great.
Oh, I'm not saying it is great, but that's a nice top.
It's a gorgeous top. It's a gorgeous top. I'm
know.
just really
say the wrong thing.
confused.
Thank you for tuning in.
So I guess you are talking about the same thing.
I
We're talking about the
Also-
same thing,
Please tell me
adjacent.
some way out
like-
there.
That's
That's so
hilarious.
confusing, and I really want it.
That is a nice. That is a nice
It's a
top.
very nice top.
It's really nice and confusing.